What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the right side of the map. Yes, the right side of the map, the top side of the map-ish. Spawning in the sky blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Azteca de Sangre. Azteca de Sangre. His partners today, comprising of the Fury team. They are furious. Playing as the Odin god in the purple color. Playing his name is, I can't speak. I've lost all of my mental capabilities here. His name is the Only One. And finally, rounding out the team in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Mike Torres. Their opponents today, the GDM team, currently up 1-0 in this series. They are best of twos. Remember that, kind of. Spawning as Loki. His name is Loki, and he is the Gladiators of Mythology. Gladiator del Mythology. I say it in the most Australian accent possible, just to insult people. No, I just don't. Instead of trying to do it, I'm just gonna, you know how it is. Anyways, onwards and upwards. Over here we do have Sparks playing as Odin. Oh, switching away from Thor into Odin here. Surprise, surprise. And finally, rounding out the composition here, we do have Zokyo as Uranus. So we've got some of the hypermobility compositions coming here from GDM, and the similarities are astounding here for Team Fury. The difference is Mike Torres is playing Zeus and not Atlantean. So we've got double Norse Greek here, but not any Greek. Zeus is a specific type of god in team games. Effectively, what Zeus does, Zeus gives two very strong options for teams to go for in team games. One option is not available, kind of not available. It's kind of available, but it's pretty weak in my opinion. So let's go through the strats which Zeus can do in team games. Strat number 1 is boom. So Zeus gives a team opportunities to boom because he's got one of the stronger late games in the game. So he has access to Colossus, got access to Heliopolis, Myrmidon. Super strong. Strat number 2 is he can go for Athena and go for very aggressive play with hoplites because he gets siege weapons effectively in the classical age. 5 hoplites effectively equals 1 siege weapon. So he's got siege in the classical. That's huge. So you can make your teams go incredibly aggressive and allow that to happen. Strat number 3 that team game players might be aware of is raiding. So he can go for Centaur, but in these team games, there's normally going to be a Loki, so Centaur generally aren't that good. And even then, if there's not a Loki, it's generally going to be an Egyptian-orientated composition, so there's going to be priests, and there's going to be easy ways to deal with Centaur. So Centaur, generally speaking, in team games, not that effective, generally speaking. So, what are we going to see here from Team GDM? What are we going to see here from Team Fury? So GDM probably wants to go for the raiding style, go for those fast units. We're going to see Hall of Thane's Herser from Loki. We're going to see Sparks go through Freya, go for raiding cavalry, or go for Ulfsark. We're going to see those speedy Uranus units going for raids. They shouldn't do this. They need to read... Loki here needs to read that the Zeus player is going Athena and going for hoplites. If he reads this, he needs to go in with throwing axemen and defend, and get the the Odin player needs to do that. One of these two players needs to go mass throwing axemen and help defend against the incoming hoplite aggression that's going to be coming forward here. We are seeing Athena. We see the standard Athena build here. So this might even be hoplite Toxotes here from Mike Torres instead of just mass hoplites. He might pull villagers off of wood once he gets the military academies down and chuck them over onto food, which would be a smart way to go. But he's now moving in, putting pressure on. He's got the Jason in onto this position. And this is going to be very, very exciting here. Watchtowers immediately coming down for Loki. He knows what's up. He knows that he needs to defend this as best as he can. The Herser come through here, going to attempt to surround this Jason. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a good surround there. The Jason does get away as there's the There's the classical age. There's the archery range. So Mike Therese right now looks like he's going for a standard Athena Rush. I don't necessarily recommend this for Zeus players because it's a little bit too slow. You want to go mass hoplite because you've got your teammate helping defend you here. But we've got a very weird... I think this has got to be a miscommunication here from Team Fury. Second Town Center coming down by the only one here, while Mike Therese is effectively going for what looks to me to be an Athena Rush. As a Valkyrie moving in here, that has to be bolted. You're gonna get forest fired. You're gonna get shockwaved. This is gonna be a nightmare. Are they gonna go for it? We got Sparks moving in. Forest fire down. Forest fire down. Shockwave coming in. 5 dead villagers. There's the forest fire. There's the forest fire, retreating away. No shockwave. There's the shockwave. 2 dead villagers there. Not the best of shockwaves. They're not the best of forest fire shockwave combos, but still making it happen nonetheless. There's the bolt. Way too slow there from Mike Therese. As that happens, then this Ursa are going to get taken down. But nice play nonetheless, as it's clear that GDM have their early game coordination down pat, as this town center does end up coming down here as Sparks tries to get in there, not able to do so, has to retreat back. Sparks does not have a second town center coming through, but he's going to have plenty of Ulfsark. He's going to be able to come over here and help defend this one, as the Jason does end up going down. The Toxoid is getting some good damage done onto these Hursa. And like I was saying, Fury, I'm surprised to see this. Second town center, generally speaking, you don't do this when your partners are rushing. I only ever see this in community team games where people are not communicating. So maybe there's some reason for this. Maybe the only one has got some sort of plan here, realizing he's got some time in this game to get a boom happening. And maybe Mike Therese is just going to say, I'm going to put some light pressure on, retreat back into my base and just play defensive while the Norse is getting further and further ahead. So you see the Loki coming out. We got the Ulfsark moving in here, and this is going to have to be a restoration coming down here. If Sparks can get, Sparks does get a nice surround here as the Minotaur moving in. You get that Minotaur to the Ulfsark. Restoration getting dropped here. The Ulfsark retreating away. This is going to be a relatively easy fight for Mike Therese to win here, as the army does decide to turn around here. The building will get taken down as the unit's going to retreat just a little bit. We see Sparks coming in here to help out even more, as the only one pushing in with his Ulfsark here, as the unit's going to get taken down. That Minotaur just saving its life there with 5 HP. We do see a forest fire getting dropped here by the only one to help defend this position. Thank you so much, Migas. Old Boys. Yes, Old Boys fans for the win. As the crowded crown crane over there getting eaten up, another archery range going to come down for Mike Therese, as there is a real possibility that the only one is going to have the time he needs to produce all the units out to help defend Mike Therese and have a really nice ability here to hold on in this game. Meanwhile, checking out what's happening over here, we see Zokyo having to go up against Azteca. And the big thing here is both of these flank players on the right side have got speedy units that can come over and triple. So this is all going to come down to the coordination of the army and trying to get a 3v2 happening with this Zeus army. That's what they want, and quite obviously, Zokyo is going to be responsible for keeping track of the Loki army and preventing that kind of thing from happening. As these units over here have gotten taken out more, Zokyo, Uranus units coming in onto this position as these guys retreating away. We are still seeing Mike Therese trying to put light pressure on. Hall of Fame's able to come through now for Loki. A little bit late, but better late than never, as he's ready to start putting pressure on. He did go for throwing Axeman early, so I rate this. I rate this quite a lot. When you're coming up against the Athena pressure, delay Hall of Fames is the play. Get yourself out some early throwing Axeman to defend the early pressure. 1 HP. Oh, there we go. Tower kills off a Minotaur there. This Ursa getting a little bit distracted here. Will it go down? Oh, it stays alive with 1 HP. There's a healing spring here that will get it back up to full HP. It does take a while though, as Loki coming in on the back does snipe down a unit there, gets a Valkyrie spawn there. That's absolutely huge. Going to continue to look for raids here, look for straggler kills. Exactly what he needs to do. Villagers on this position. There's villagers in the base that can get killed. They've got spied villagers there. Sees the gold mine, sees the wood line. I'm going to be leaving this position just a little bit, but the only one coming in over here. We do see the Ulfsarks coming through. This could be a really, really big fight that could happen here as everyone is kind of encircling on this position, but I feel like you can't go for this one just yet, as Loki trying to retreat away. Fury here coming in, getting a beautiful surround. Meanwhile, on this position, we are seeing the fight happening. This is maybe not what he wants to be doing here. Zokyo, that is, as an Inyar spawn does come through for Azteca to help this one. Over here, he just needs to get that Inyar to actually attack something. There he goes, putting the Hursa attack up to 13 for a second there. Helps them get even more units onto this position, as the Hoplites still chasing those Hursa around. The Sparks units retreating back. The only one actually incredibly big here, managing to make this early second town center work beautifully in his advantage here. For some reason, Sparks not... Well, he's getting his second town center now, but for some reason, Sparks not in the next age. I would have really liked to see an early Skadi here into a big pressure onto this army, forcing the 2v2 into a big frost. That could have been the way to go there for Sparks here in this game, but he decides to go for the delayed second town center instead, as Hammer Troll's coming through for Loki, as he wants to be using those to help defend himself. As Mike Therese says, I'm going to take down this temple and putting pressure on, taking down Hursa left, right, and center, doing his best with those Toxotes here. So that does go down. We will be seeing the watchtower getting picked off. Troll going down over there, as the Hursa pushing in onto this position, taking down those Toxotes, but not really able to engage just yet. Those throwing action doing some nice damage there against those Hoplites. The tower does end up going down, as Mike Therese is going to be just subtly retreating here. A light retreat, as Bragi is now coming through for Azteca. This is going to be huge. It looks to me like big raid coming through for the one and only, but it looks to me like Azteca, he's not that far behind Zokyo here. But the question is this flaming weapons going to be enough or not to do anything? We've already got bronze mail through for Zokyo, so he's playing this matchup perfectly. Getting to the next age through Thea is something he needs to do. He probably shouldn't go for this second town center here. Go for the third age, get himself bronze mail immediately, and medium infantry. Huge shockwave, absolutely gigantic, as that double comes in, completely smacking onto the only one's Ulfsark there. Beautiful play by Zokyo and Sparks here. Mike Therese still pushing forward here, and we see the frost getting cast onto this position, though, able to hit the entirety of both of those units here. Unfortunately, Azteca nowhere to be found. He needs to go after the main base, take this town center down while all the units are sitting idle over here. That's going to be huge. Maybe send a unit over here to stop this town center from going up as well, as we are seeing those 13 Hursa coming straight in here. Azteca goes for the town center. We see some buildings getting thrown down. We'll see what can come through. We do have a Skadi coming in here, and flaming weapons gets thrown down immediately on this town center. We are seeing Thea has been clicked up. There's no way that comes up there, as this town center will immediately go down. The Valkyrie will push over onto this citizen, preventing that one from coming up. Meanwhile, the Toxotes, the Hoplites pushing over here, taking these units down nicely here. Beautiful play from Mike Therese, taking the angles that he needs to make sure those Hursa aren't taking down his Toxotes, allowing the Hoplites to tank as best as he can. The Odysseus killing off those trolls there beautifully there as well, as the town center there does fall. The town center here does get denied. A citizen coming over here to get killed off. We've got heavy Ulfsark in already for the only one, as Sparks retreating over here. He's going to try his darnest to force Team Fury to get his Ulfsark and the Hursa here in the same position, but Fury is going to be too good. They're not going to be falling for that one there, surely. We are seeing the Hursa moving on to this position of here. They see the citizen wants to take those down as best as they can. There is a mana, though. One citizen will end up falling here, as the Hursa can turn around, take this fight. How are the armory upgrades looking? We do have decent armory upgrades here for Sparks, but he's not going to be able to really take this fight too easily here, as these are heroic age Loki Hursa getting that bonus. As we do see this town center, unfortunately, did get up there. A little bit of a misplay there by Azteca, but definitely could have kept that one from going up, as we are seeing now the temple coming down for Loki. We've got the Zeus units having to retreat for the time being. Heavy infantry coming through now for Zokyo, as we do see a frost coming down onto this position, hitting a handful of Loki units. Not many, just 3 Hursa and 2 Battle Ball, and a handful of those, the only one units. But right now, the only one is 3 town centers. He's absolutely gigantic, and GDM are in a very, very dangerous position on this front. It's going to come down to Loki here and Sparks to see who's going to be able to come out in front. Sparks and the only one relatively close. So really, can Loki get value out of his incoming Bragi? He is 2 town center here. Going up to 2 town center. So we'll see how it's all going to go. I'll go second town center up for Mike Torres as well, as he's going to be retreating back to his base. He's going for a stable now. A little bit surprised to see that, as the Einherjar here gets spawned on this position. The army retreating back. We do see that the frost is coming out. The walls are not able to come up in time here, as the Holfsark will simply just retreat out of here. We've got the town center attempting to get shot up as fast as it can. We've got 7 villagers on this town center as the Holfsark pushing in onto this position. We've got the battle ball does manage to get in here. That will stop this one from going up, and we see Balder on the way for the only one. Balder on the way. We've got 4 town centers already up for the only one as well. It's going to be an absolutely gigantic Ragnarok coming through here, as we do see the trolls pushing in. Mike Torres in a very, very dangerous position in the flank here. He has to hold on. He's not going to be able to win this matchup, it would seem, but he has to hold on for as long as he possibly can. We've got villagers pushing over here, maybe going to grab the hippo on the bottom corner of the map there. There's not really many other places you can grab food, which is a bit of a problem. But we've got Balder coming through for Sparks as well. So this could be a little bit of a bad position for the only one to be in, to cast Ragnarok first, because Sparks is going to be able to cast Ragnarok second and defend with the bigger Ragnarok. Generally speaking, Rag second wins is the general rule. I was going to say not only that, we do have Thor, but it's not Thor, is it? So how are the armory upgrades looking for these Norse players is the big question. Got ourselves decent upgrades there. Nah, they're kind of both relatively unupgraded, so it won't matter that much. Battleball now onto this town center, as Zokyo is in very, very poor shape. We do see the Stymphalian bird flying overhead, helping out nicely. There's the Frost Giant from Sparks coming in to help defend this one. Zokyo's town center goes down. No Masons comes through. Beautiful play there by Team Fury here, putting Zokyo under the pump. The citizen trying to retreat back. You do have to try and kill off those citizen if you can, as we do see Azteca coming in onto this position. Going to be trying to find those citizen, pick them off. The mana is in. Loki going to be casting flaming weapons onto this position. And Einherjar spawn as well, as absolutely gigantic. Look at this, 18.4 damage. Use the horn, blow the horn. I want to see what it goes up to. I want to see what it goes up to. Blow the horn. 18.4 damage. We're up to like 23 damage or something. This Einherjar is just useless. What are you doing? But now we do see the hero of Ragnarok's coming through for the only one. That puts a complete stop to Loki's flaming weapons there, as he has to retreat back. As the Einherjar goes down, there's the Ragnarok for these players. We've got a Ragnarok of 293 population to a Ragnarok of, what is it, 5? Over 278. So it is Sparks' favored Ragnarok here. Just barely. Both players barely here. We see the rags coming in. So you do have to make sure when you take these rag fights, you take a good rag fight here. And it looks like this one's going to heavily favor the only one on this position. There are some Loki units coming in, though, to help out. Bronze getting cast onto this position as well to help out from Mike Torres. That's going to push this even more into the favor of Fury, as GDM has to retreat back. We've got so many Stymphalian birds over here, but Zokyo has been pushed off of the map here. He has managed to put up a palace over here. He's got himself how many citizens remaining? How many? 7 citizen remaining, ladies and gentlemen. He's in such pain right now, as Team Fury is pushing in now, pushing the Loki back into his main base, exactly where Team Fury wants him to be at this point, as those heroes of Ragnarok are just so strong. 156 HP, 14.3 damage, compared to 169 HP, 10.4 damage. So it's just the damage difference there. It's just gigantic, as they're going to continue to push in here. Red units kind of all over the place here for Mike Torres, as the heroes of Ragnarok spot all of the dwarves of Loki, and they're all going to get taken down here. This is absolutely huge. Loki not paying attention here at all, as there's just so much that he has to deal with here. Dead dwarves, dead gold economy. No more production for Loki anymore, as his main base is under pressure over here. They're all down. He's finally realized retreating his dwarves away too little too late. Lost I don't know how many Dwarves going down there as Loki coming over, or not Loki, Sparks coming over to try and defend on this position. We do see that Sparks has had to defend Zokyo just a little bit, going after the Loki on this position as well. Maybe a little bit of a mistake there, because now not only is Zokyo out of the game, but Loki is soon to be out of the game as well here. As the Zeus is going to be able to push in. He doesn't have any hoplites really in here, but he is making Hypaspis. He's got a Hydra here to help out as well. The Hydra does have 10 crush damage, so if you can get a couple of heads here to boot, it will be a big help. But not to be here as Fortified Town Centers comes through for Loki. Town Center over here getting targeted down. This Town Center does go down as Sparks putting the pressure on. Still very, very close here in this game as the Herser retreating away, coming through this gate at this point. Town Center is back up for Zokyo. He's still in the heroic age. Doesn't really have a whole lot left. Looking to grab this Town Center as well. The village is retreating away. And the problem here that is going to remain for Team GDM is Sparks' Ragnarok is going to get chewed up. And he's not going to have anyone to feed him back to equilibrium. Whereas the only one, he's going to have the Zeus to feed him. And possibly also the Loki to feed him, as we did see a Mythic Age coming through there for a little bit from Azteca, but he's deciding, yeah, there's probably no way that that's going to come through on that location. He's gone through tier over here instead. Bit surprised to see that. Probably would have liked to have seen the Hell instead, but in that moment, GDM says, yeah, we don't want to fight this out anymore. It's still relatively close, to be honest, but they decide to tap out and take this game and give up on this game. It's 1-0. Oh, sorry, 1-1 now. That's what that means. 1-1. So we've got a game number 3. We've got game number 3, guys. I do believe that this game was played before GDM played UCA. So, UCA? F2? UCA? One of the UCA teams, I believe, before GDM played that. UCA Owls, I believe. So this game was played before then. So what ended up happening in that series was, unfortunately, GDM could not manage to schedule in that week due to reasons. It's just a difficult scheduling thing to happen. It happens. So we gave the admin win over to UCA instead. But that just means that they go down 0-2 against UCA Owls, where instead they possibly could have won a game there and taken the 3rd spot. But now they're tied at 1 win apiece between Fury and GDM. 1 win apiece, which means there's a tiebreaker match. And guess what? We've got that coming up for you in the near future, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with me. We're going to have a game or two. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.